So today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. First, we're going to be talking about the Instacart strike that is planned for tomorrow, and then going into the bulk of what the strike actually is for, and if these companies should be producing things like hazard pay when there are drivers, when there are delivery drivers, and when there are shoppers out on the front lines like several other businesses are doing. And that's going to be the bulk of the content. And then I'm going to share my opinions on both if this strike is good or will work in any way, and also my thoughts on some of these issues that this strike is rising up in some of the demands that these shoppers are looking for. So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's news, tips and tricks for passenger and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. So over the last 2 weeks or so, I've been talking about how you can offset your income lost when you are driving for Uber and Lyft, and how it's pretty much dried up in most markets where most drivers were making good money and now they're making next to nothing and not even able to drive. So I've been talking about other ways where you can make money, either going to UberEATS and delivering food, or DoorDash and Postmates. Also transitioning to Instacart, where you can shop, going to Amazon Flex, where you can deliver packages. And lo and behold, Instacart shoppers, the people who are actually signed up to go shopping for other people and either deliver the food or get it set up to be picked up, those people are going on strike for tomorrow. And they do raise some good points. And I will again also talk about my thoughts later, but we'll go over what the strike is and some of their demands. So this article right here is what we're going to be referencing. I'm only going to pull a few parts of it out, but if you do want to check out this article, a link will be in the description below for you. And it's titled Instacart Shoppers Plan Strike Over Treatment During Pandemic. So as you see, some Instacart shoppers are planning to strike Monday, accusing the company of not providing them enough protections during the pandemic. This strike is being called for by Instacart shoppers and a newly formed nonprofit called Gig Workers Collective, and it was first reported Friday by Vice. It says Instacart has still not provided essential protections to shoppers on the front lines that could prevent them from becoming carriers, falling ill themselves, or worse. Instacart shoppers and Gig Workers Collective wrote in a Medium blog post. And Instacart is one of the essential services that is still operating, where they are shopping for other people who either are ill, who want to stay home and self-quarantine or isolate or whatever it might be, and also helping out the elderly being able to get their groceries and everything that they may need. So they are still out there, they are still working, and it's gone to a substantial amount of orders that have been coming in for Instacart, and they've been looking for a lot of new people to shop for them and deliver as well. And a lot of people have been signing up for it. So they are looking to help the community. They are looking to do that. But some shoppers and this Gig Workers Alliance is saying that they're not doing enough for its shoppers when they are out either shopping or also bringing the food and groceries to these people who are at home. So some of the demands that they're looking for are going to provide workers with safety items, including hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and sprays, hazard pay, and an expansion of its pay to include those with underlying health issues or conditions. Those workers specified in the Medium post said they wanted an extra $5 per order and a default tip of at least 10% of that order total. And so far, the company is offering the 14-day sick pay in case anybody has to be self-quarantined by a health official, or if they contract the disease itself. So they are doing that, and it's pretty similar to what Uber and Lyft are doing, and a few other companies. But some of the things that they could be doing more is true. A lot of other companies out there are also doing some other things, like having hazard pay, or where they're paying $2 an hour extra for essential employees. Several places are doing that. You see Amazon doing that, where normally it's $15 an hour. Right now, if you sign up, it's $17 an hour for the next month and a half or so. So a lot of places are putting in place certain things where they're providing their employees with particular items also, like hand sanitizer and wipes to wipe down their area when they are working. But the gig economy hasn't really done this, and it's not just Instacart, but it's all of them. The only company that has sent out certain items has been DoorDash. Other companies who said that they were going to hand out wipes, hand out disinfectant spray, hand out hand sanitizer, still have not done that. And also sometimes with their sick pay, it's been a much harder process than just what they have outlined in order to get that pay. Now, a couple of things that Instacart has said, they say that the health and safety of our entire community, shoppers, customers, and employees is the first priority. We want to underscore that we absolutely respect the rights of shoppers to provide us feedback and voice their concerns. It's a valuable way for us to continuously make improvements to the shopping experience or shopper experience. The grocery delivery company announced last Monday it plans to add another 300,000 full-service shoppers in North America over the next 3 months in response to the overwhelming demand of what is going on. So like I said, if you are looking to become a Instacart shopper, you can check the link in the description below where you could get a guaranteed bonus or sign-on bonus depending on your market. Each market is going to vary, but you can click that link in the description below. And yes, every time I go on to Instacart and look, batches just keep coming in and coming in. So there are a lot of people who are looking for this service. Yes, there is a strike going on tomorrow, and in a moment I will be talking about my thoughts on this strike, if it'll work and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. But now let's get into another aspect of what this strike is actually bringing to light, and that is what are gig platforms actually doing for its workforce. They are the ones who are going out there, they're the ones who are risking anything, and they are also the ones who are providing not only an income for themselves, but a cash flow for the parent company or the partner company, however you want to call it. So these companies have promised certain things and have failed to deliver on many of the aspects. So many companies have said that they are going to provide hand sanitizer, wipes, disinfectant spray to help protect people and keep either their cars clean, keep themselves clean, keep their area that they have to be around clean. And they really haven't fulfilled that, except for, like I said, DoorDash. They're the only ones who have sent out any type of supplies. But what about Uber? What about Lyft? What about Instacart and Postmates and all of these other companies? What are they doing? And so far, they really have fallen short. Even hazard pay, they haven't been making any attempt to try to boost or help drivers or delivery drivers or shoppers to make a little bit more money in case something happens. And yes, they are out of work, not just 2 weeks, but maybe even longer than that. Yes, I understand unemployment can help, but some people who are relying on more money than what unemployment might make, that can be a serious problem. Also, if they don't have the proper health insurance and they do incur health costs, that can also put people behind a lot as well too. So there are a lot of things that companies could be doing that aren't, and I think this strike is showing at least part of it with some of the demands that people are asking for. It's putting light on what the gig economy could be doing to help with its drivers, with its workforce, with its delivery drivers and shoppers alike. Now, before I get into my thoughts on this, what do you think? Do you think that this Instacart strike one will work? Do you think that demands are good? And also, do you think that this should apply to all gig platforms? Comment below with your thoughts and let me know. And now I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions on if I think this strike is good or even will work, and then also what I think about these demands, and not only just for Instacart, but for all of the gig platforms together. And with that being said, I'm going to have to start with the second part, being the demands first, before I can talk about the strike itself, as well as what's going on with other companies. So the demands, again, were hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, sprays, hazard pay, and expansion of pay to sick pay to include those with underlying health conditions. And also, they wanted an extra $5 per order and a default tip of at least 10% of the order total. So we'll start with the supplies and things first. I think that is a good thing. And these companies had put it out on writing and have failed to produce it yet, except for DoorDash. DoorDash is the only one who some people have received these things already. Other people have not, working with other companies. So Uber, Lyft, I think Instacart had come out and said it as well too at one point. These things still have not been produced or given to its drivers. They said they were going to put it at Greenlight hubs and Lyft hub locations, yet they closed down very shortly after they released that. So how are you going to get those disinfectant sprays and wipes and hand sanitizers to your workforce? And that is, you got to ship it to them. I'm still checking my mail every day to see if I got something from one of these companies, and I still have not yet. So you got to put your money where your mouth is. And that means if you're going to write it down, you need to make sure you follow through and do it. If you aren't, that's going to ruin your reputation. You have a very strong way and a strong ability to repair your damaged reputation amongst its drivers, amongst delivery drivers, shoppers, as well as the customers that use these different services that have felt some sort of issue when it comes to using one of these platforms. Then going into hazard pay, yeah, I think hazard pay is a really good idea. Whether it's $5 per order for Instacart, whether it's a few extra dollars for deliveries, whether it's a couple extra dollars as well for transporting people, some sort of hazard pay I think would be good for any of the drivers who are out there, because there has been a decrease in Uber and Lyft itself, but also they are going on the front lines. They're interacting with people on a regular basis, whether they're going to a restaurant to pick up food and delivering the food to the people who don't want to go out, who may be quarantined, who may be sick as well. So they're putting their lives at risk when it comes down to it. And also, when you are going out and shopping, again, you're in close quarters around people and coming in contact with people, whether they're going out to get their own groceries or you're around other shoppers and other workers alike. So yeah, I think some sort of hazard pay, at least for the next several weeks, is probably going to be a very good thing. And again, like I said, it will help repair that reputation that these companies have already damaged themselves. So it's a good way for that. And then the expansion of the pay or sick pay to include those with underlying health conditions would probably be a good thing, because people who have asthma or upper respiratory issues or anything like that, they have to stay inside, or even older people who may be at higher risk for getting more severe symptoms and facing, unfortunately, a higher risk of death as well. That is something that they want to stay inside for. And there's a lot of retired Uber and Lyft drivers and people out there who look for that money to make a little bit of extra because maybe Social Security doesn't pay enough. So yeah, some sort of pay like that would be great, where it can help those with these underlying medical issues as well. And then the default tip for at least 10% of the order total, that would be cool. That would be nice, because again, you're getting a little bit more money. But I can understand that not being part of it. But the other things I think are great and good stepping stones to maybe even a couple other things that they could introduce. But a 10% tip would probably be a pretty good thing. Although, like I said, to me, I'm still on the fence on that aspect of it, only because I drive Uber and Lyft and not a lot of people tip anyway. So I'm already used to the optional portion of it. But if you open up the app on on Instacart, and you look at the different batches, you can see if there's a tip there and how much. So if you want to take those orders, you can. So it's going to be your choice if you want to take that or not. But yes, I think these other demands that are being brought forward are very good, and all companies, all platforms should be looking at this as a way to help implement on their own platform and provide drivers, delivery drivers, and shoppers with the supplies to stay healthy, with hazard pay, and also expanding this sick pay to people who need to stay at home because of underlying health issues. And maybe implementing some sort of tipping, but again, I'm on the fence on that part. But for these companies that claim that they want to be a leader, become leaders and repair your own reputation. And with that being said, that is the end of the video. Make sure to comment your thoughts again on what you think about this strike as well as the demands. Do you think it's effective, or do you just want to stay at home and worry about unemployment? Comment below, let me know. Also, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded for any updates and normal content that may be happening. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers or delivery drivers and shoppers. And we'll see you next time.